I don't know where the heck I put the ones I made yesterday. So I don't currently have one to show you, but I made refillable catnip cat cakes. This is just a front panel. It's going to be two sides. And it is super freaking easy, and my cat is absolutely, he just goes bonkers for it. He loves it. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm using size 3 blanket yarn. You can use worsted weight, you can use chunky, it does not matter. I don't recommend eyelash though, that would probably be bad for a cat. And then the hook I'm using is a size E or 3.5. I don't know if you can see that. Ta-da! Let's get started. Alright, so the first, you want to do the first side, or the front panel first. Because it's just easier starting with the front. Because you can finish off with these tails, or these ears, and then cut off the tail. And then you do the back, and since the back doesn't have the ears, we're going to slip stitch the two sides together. So if you do the back second, you don't have to cut a tail or anything. You can just keep going and just attach them and then cut the tail at the very end. So to start, we're going to chain 10. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm listening to the Backstreet Boys right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to slip stitch into that first stitch. Starting with something this tiny is a little frustrating. So if you're feeling frustrated, it's valid. That's how you should feel, probably. And then you're going to chain 2. That's not going to count as a double stitch, but we're going to double stitch 20 stitches around. 1, 2, oh my god, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm drinking half a cup of coffee and I'm a little shaky, so I'm struggling right now, man. I haven't eaten yet. I'm so shaky. I lost count already. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. What the? My yarn keeps slipping off the hook. It is throwing me off, boy. I think that was 8, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh yeah, and I'm going over the tail just so it's not sticking out. I don't need the tail for anything, so I'm just crocheting over it. I'm holding it alongside the chains and just going right around it. What was that, 17, 18? You don't have to do that if it's too tricky for you. You can just leave the tail just as is. Just tuck it in when you're done. I think that was 19 and 20. Let me double check. Always double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I think that's 21. So I'm going to go ahead and undo one. And then it doesn't reach all the way around because it just loves to bunch up. So I'm stretching it out a little bit, readjusting the position of the stitches so that it is even all the way around. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch. So now we got a cute little ring. 20 double stitches. Now you're going to chain 2 and do 2 double stitches in every single stitch. So this row is going to end with 40. What? Oh, Jesus. 1 and 2. Once again, the chain 2 does not count as a double stitch. It's just to get you up to where you need to be. The fun part about this row is I don't necessarily need to count all my stitches. I can just look back at the end, or preferably as I go, and just make sure I'm making 2 stitches in each stitch. Crochet feels like nothing but counting, man. Counting gets tedious. I mean, it's pretty like fun. It's therapeutic and meditative. You know, you're just focusing on counting. But on the days when your brain is not wanting to work with you and you cannot keep attention, counting is the worst. Especially if somebody's trying to talk to you while you're counting or something. Oh my goodness. So stuff like this makes days like those a lot more tolerable because you don't really have to count too much. I do not know this song. Alexa, skip. Thank you. I mean, it sounded cool, but I don't know it, so, you know, I'm not feeling it. I think there's drowning. No, what is it? It's really quiet. I don't think you guys can hear it right now. It's a very quiet song for now. I'm sure it'll kick in and you guys could hear it. It's probably best that my phone does not pick it up though, because it is not free music to use, you know. But I'm really feeling Dasher Boys right now, so I'm not changing it. I'll just take the video down if I have to. Don't see that long enough. Oh yeah, okay, so slip stitch into that first stitch, double check and make sure that you got 2 stitches in every stitch, and I am good to continue. I'm going to work on the ears next. So we're going to do a fan stitch. It's just going to be, we're going to use double stitches, and then we're going to do a couple, 3 chains in the middle of it to make a little pointy ear. So to do the fan stitch with the double stitches, you count 2 over from the stitch that you're in. So 1, 2. You're going to yarn over, go into that second stitch, do 4 double crochets in that same stitch. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. On the back of this first chain, there's going to be a little thing you just slip into, and then you're going to make 4 more double crochets, as usual. Did I say seem like long enough or feel like long enough? I don't know. That was 3 and 4. Was that 4? Yeah, it was 4. And then you're going to count 2 more over, 1, 2, and slip stitch right into that. Then you're going to slip stitch into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you're going to count 2 more over. Whoa! Count 2 more over and do 4 double stitches in that stitch. My bad. Oh my goodness, the yarn is falling off the hook. Because you're the air that I breathe. So that was 2. I feel like my camera is flashing. I hope that is not coming through on your end, because that would be irritating and also potentially dangerous for some people. Chain 3, slip into the back of that first chain, and then 4 more double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to count 2 more stitches over and slip stitch into that. And we're done with the front panel. Look at that cute little tuxedo cat looking thing. It doesn't really matter how long you make the tail because we're just tucking it in. We're going to be lazy. We're not even sewing it in, we're just tucking it in. I just like bringing it through one of the stitches so it's just behind it. So we have a nice clean front. Look at that. That's so cute. Now the back panel is even easier because it doesn't have the tails. We're going to do half doubles for the first 2 rows and then doubles for the last row. So you're going to make a magic loop, or you can chain 3 and slip stitch into the first one and work in the center of that little chain 3 loop. Now I'm going to do a magic circle. We are going to chain 1 and make 10 half double crochets. Yarn over, go under, yarn over. Super simple. I love half double crochets. It's probably my favorite stitch just because it's like almost as tight as a single stitch, but stretchy like a double stitch without the holes. It's like a perfect in between. This is my absolute favorite stitch. I love it. I keep talking and I'm not counting. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more. Back on the things I've done. So that's 10. We're going to slip stitch back into that first stitch. Chain 1. And we're going to do 2 half doubles in every stitch around. So that first row had 10. This row is going to end with 20. Shape of my heart. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm forgetting to blink. My eyes are getting so watery. What's wrong with me? 1, 2, 1, 2. And you don't necessarily need to count this row. I just like doing it just because it kind of, you know, I feel more occupied when I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. 1, 2, 1, and 2. So now we got 20 around. And now this is about the size of that first 20 double crochets from the front, right? It's about the same size. So we're going to bump it up to a double crochet for the next row. We're going to do chain 2. And then we're doing 2 double crochets in every single stitch around. So that row had 20. So this row is going to end with 40. Don't know when to start, but to show you the shape of my heart. It's been a minute since I heard the song. And 2. Oh my god, what are you catching on? You are catching on like some stray fuzz or something. This isn't my favorite yarn. I mean, it's really soft and fun to use, and it's a sweet color gradient. It's like charcoal and white gradient, you know, going back and forth. But it's a little fuzzy, so it makes it a little tricky to use. Like, especially if you have to undo it. Oh my god! Anybody that has used fuzzy yarn that's had to frog a project, you know that fuzzy yarn does not like to come undone. I don't know how it is for knitting. It might be a little bit easier to undo a knitted project because I feel like it's just like a bunch of loops and not necessarily like twisted together like it is with crochet. So fuzzy yarn likes to catch on itself and cause unnecessary knotting. And a lot of the time when I'm working with fuzzy yarn and I gotta undo it, I end up having to cut it. I have to cut apart and like waste a lot of yarn because of just this one spot that's stuck. Like, I can keep trying to undo it, but it's just gonna keep catching. It's so what's the word I'm looking for? The opposite of motivational. Let's see, almost there with my 40 double crochets all the way around. And then you're gonna slip stitch into that first stitch. Almost there. You're gonna slip stitch into that first stitch and don't cut it, because we're gonna take the front panel, make sure you can see both the front sides, put the back sides together. And I like to start over here where this ear starts. I'm going to slip into this next stitch on the back panel and then slip into the stitch next to the ear. Set there together, and we're going to basically just stitch around the edge. Not even in the frame. Stitch around the edge. So I'm going right through both of them. And we're just going to slip stitch. Next one. This part is a lot harder to do with dark yarn. You cannot see what you are doing. You're just hoping for the best at that point. But luckily this is lighter yarn, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Well, as much as I can with my eyes watering as badly as they are. I think I'm allergic to makeup. I was playing with makeup this morning. Oh my goodness. These tails you can like tuck in, you can sew them in if you want. I like leaving them out like they are. That way it's just like another little thing to intrigue the cat when they're playing with it. Like they see this little squiggly thing inside the toy. They're like, what is that? I have to get it. And then they just keep playing with it. Almost there. Bow, bow. Doo, doo, doo. The song used to be on the MP3 player, and that part would always be like so dramatic because I'd have the volume up unnecessarily high. I don't know if you can hear the music, my bad. I'm referencing the Backstreet Boys music playing in the background. Tell me why can't I be where you are? Alright. Now when you get up to the ears, it gets a little tricky. It's harder to see, so you gotta... You don't have to, but you might need to look at the front to see where the stitches are. You see how weird that looks from the back? I don't know if you can see that in the camera very well. I have a very bad camera. But from the front, you can kind of tell where the stitch is. So the ears are very slow for me. Might be easier for you. If it is, good job. You're awesome. Let's see, where's the stitch? It can get a little confusing right here between the ears too, because we did slip stitches to reach from one ear to the other. So if things are confusing you just a little bit, that's totally okay. You do not have to make this perfect. It's just for a kitty cat. They're not gonna critique you. There's always been a friend of mine. I'm leaving my life in your hands. Alright, now last stitch. And then that first stitch that you did, I'm going to go ahead and go back up into that one. Pull through. And then just for extra security, on the outside, I'm just doing one more slip stitch. Then we're going to tuck that in. I don't care who you are. Alright, and now you finish your little catnip kitty cat cake, cookie, or whatever you want to call it. You put a little pinch of catnip in there, and this thing fits a decent amount if you just want to stuff it with catnip. And there's a few little holes from the stitches that the catnip can reach through. Look at that, it's freaking cute. And my cat is so freaking obsessed with it. He is like an addict for catnip. He absolutely loves these catnip toys. It's so easy. The hole is like the perfect size to put just like a little pinch of catnip in there, and then you shake it up a little bit to get it all up in there. And then you throw it, and the cat goes catnip crazy. It's awesome. So that's all I wanted to show you. It's my new pattern, and I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. I've been making so many of these. I'm gonna have a store update soon. Within the next month or two, probably. I don't know. I gotta finish figuring out some stuff. But if you make one of these, tag me on Instagram. I think it's backwards on the camera, but same name as my YouTube, Samless Creations. Tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your little kitty cat playing with the catnip cat cake. Thanks for watching. How do I end this? Oh, I don't even know. Thank you. Let's see. How do I? I don't know how to do this. I never do this, so I don't know what to do. Oh, there it is. Okay, bye.